didn't get the chance to feel the world around me. Okay, hi guys. It's me, your bitch. And I'm back with a brand new motherfucking video. Okay y'all, so hi y'all, how y'all doing? It's me, your bitch, Tamara, aka Miss Tummy Baby, aka Papana's big girl. Yeah. So today's video is gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be a story time. A little personal, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a little bit personal video. It might get a little heavy, I don't know. I'm gonna try to make it not heavy. This is definitely a different type of video for me. I never done one like this. Maybe shed some light on some things that maybe some people have some difficulty with, or have experienced, or are struggling with right now. So I'm gonna talk to you guys today about mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive relationship that I was in for like, let's say like 2.5 years. Yeah. So, yeah, let's just get straight into it. Really share with you guys, I've been through a lot of shit. Like I've really been through a lot of shit, and I feel like I just have stuff that I can share that can help other women and just resonate with other women. Like, and I've been through things and I don't let them defeat me, and I've pushed forward and I've moved on past those situations. Emotionally and physically abusive relationship from late 2012, we'll say, to like early 2015. First, let me talk about how like we started like talking or whatever. So I started dating this guy. I kind of met him when I was like kind of going through some shit in my life. Like me and my mother wasn't getting along. Like me and my mom would constantly get into arguments and fight. And like my household was very toxic for me. So I found a way to get out with me and my son, because I was with my son at the time. My son was like 2. Yeah, my son was like 2 going on 3 when I decided like, yeah, it's like time for me to separate myself from my family and just try to do my own thing. It's too toxic for me to try to raise like my child in this toxicity environment. So yeah, so I just basically found a way to leave. I wasn't kicked out or anything. Let's not get that misconstrued. I never got kicked out. I just decided that it was time for me to try to venture out on my own and not try to like raise my son up in a toxic household, okay? So I met this guy. First I met him, I went to a party. Okay, this is before I actually left my mom's house. I went to a party, and like I was like a real party girl back then. I was a real party girl, always going out and shit. And that was like part of the reason why I had like a very toxic like dynamic with my family. They did not like I was going out and shit. So yeah, I was out partying. I was having a great time. I was busting my wine. I was with my friend. This girl I'm no longer friends with no more, but I went to this party with her, and then I met this guy that I was dancing with, and like he was like infatuated with me. The minute that we started dancing, he was just like really infatuated with me, whatever. And he's like, oh, can I get your number, yada yada yada. So I gave it to him, you know how it be. I just gave him my number, and I was like, whatever. So he would hit me up constantly, whatever. We would talk, everything was cool at first, and then like I had like my own personal stuff going on, so we kind of like fell off a bit. I think like something happened to his phone, like whatever, and I was going through my own shit where I was moving out like of my mom's house and whatever. So I wasn't really like keeping tabs on him and like seeing like what was up with him. So long story short, I was moved out of my mom's house, whatever, and I was staying in Brockton for a bit. And I remember him texting me and stuff and just hitting me up and like always trying to talk to me. And then like we were having like a normal conversation. Like I was never like into sexting. I was never into sexting back then. I don't know. I just felt really uncomfortable sexting with guys and sending like nude pictures and stuff. So like I would just have very casual like text messages with guys and just be like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Very casual, very like not like texting about that shit, like whatever. So like it was literally like, hey, what's up, like that type of conversation. That's how the conversation went. And I remember exactly how it went. He was like, we were just talking, he was like, hey, what's up, like yada yada. I was like, nothing. And all of a sudden, like literally out of nowhere, he sends me a fucking dick pic. And like after that, like I was like, let me see, I think I was like 19, 20, 21, around that age, between 19 to 21. I can't remember, I can't go back that far. And I was like just purely disgusted. I was like, ew, what the fuck was that about? Why the fuck did you send me that shit? I'm not on that type of time, like whatever. And like I straight up said it, because back then like I was very like, I just said whatever the fuck I had to say back then. Back then I was like, I was that type of bitch, like if I had something to say to you, I'm gonna fucking say it and I'm not gonna hold my fucking tongue. That's the type of bitch I was back then. So yeah, that's just this is how it was. So I was just like, yeah, like I'm good off you, like I'm all set. Like how do you go from having a regular conversation with somebody to sending like a dick pic out of nowhere? That's not even the type of time that was on. So it was just fucking weird. And I was like, yeah, I'm all set on this dude. So I continued like just doing my thing, like trying to get my shit together, because I like I said, I just moved out with me and my son, whatever. So then I ended up actually moving back to Lynn, closer to where where I was living at my mother was living at the time. And that was after like a few months of me living in Brockton. So I stayed in Brockton for like a few months, and then I moved back to Lynn. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he hits me up and like we're talking and shit. And like I just told him like, yeah, like when you sent me that dick pic, that shit was weird. But I was like, whatever, like it's all good, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Left it at that. But I still wasn't fucking with him like that. Still was not fucking with him like that. So then I think, okay, so then like a few months passed by again, and then I went to this Haitian restaurant called Highland Cuisine in Somerville, and I actually seen him there with a bitch. He was eating food with a bitch, okay? He was eating fucking food with some bitch, okay? So I looked over, and then I just was like, I just kept on going to go get my food, because my nigga, I don't give a fuck. You were never my nigga, so I didn't care. I just kept walking, whatever. Like, that's cute, whatever. And then I just went to go get my food. So I went straight to the counter to go get my food. Then this fucking man, I guess he leaves the girl that he was with, and he comes talks to me. He's like, oh Tammy, oh my god, how you doing, this and that. He's like, he's like, I'm so like surprised to see you here, yada yada. And I'm just like, oh, I'm like, yeah, like this is weird. Like in my head, I didn't say this out loud because I'm like, I don't like want her to think like I was stressed about her or nothing. In my head, I'm just like, this is weird. Like you're with a girl on a dinner. Like basically they were on a date. It was just them two. So y'all was on a date at Highland fucking Cuisine, and y'all was really just sitting there at Highland Cuisine having a fucking date, and he left his date to come talk to me. I thought that was so fucking rude and disrespectful, but I kept that in my head. I was like, whatever. I was like, yeah, like trying to brush it off or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. So long story short, he hit me up, whatever, and he was like, oh, like the girl that I honestly at this point I should have knew that something was off about this man, but at this time I was kind of like into the whole drama shit. I'm not gonna lie, I was into the whole drama shit. I was like into it. So right then and there, honestly, now that I'm grown, I should have realized that when he said this to me, this was a red fucking flag. This should have been red flag number fucking 1. Okay? So, he was like, oh, hey, like, how you doing and stuff, with his Haitian ass accent, like, hey, how you doing, yada 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 yada, just like small talk, whatever. And he's like, oh, the girl that I was with knows you. Mind you, I did not know this girl. Never seen her a day in my fucking life. Never fucking saw this bitch ever. Like, I've never seen this girl ever, right? Or if I have, I don't remember her. Because I'm not like trying to gas myself, but I'm kind of like well known from where I'm from. So like a lot of people know me that I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know you, but you might have heard of me, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that was one of those scenarios. I did not know this girl, but I guess she knew who I was. And I guess she was friends with some little bitches I was beefing with. And she was like, oh, like, I guess, like, she said to him, he said, oh, you know, the girl that I was with was like, oh, he was like, oh, why are you talking to that girl? And then he's like, oh, do you know she's a hoe? I'm like, wait, what? What? I was like, I don't even know her. And then she was like going to oh my god, I didn't contour my nose. So she goes to proceed. I guess she was talking shit, saying I'm a hoe, yada yada, and all this shit. And he came back to tell me that shit. And I was like, oh yeah, really? That's cute. So now I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna really chill with this nigga, because this bitch is playing with me. I'm gonna take her nigga, whatever. So there was one day, I can't remember, he hit me up out of nowhere. This time though, I think I moved to Medford at this time. Okay, I was living in Medford for a little bit. Okay, and so there was one night, me and my friend, we're fucking bored, and we're like, nah, it's Friday, like, we gotta go out, we gotta do something. And I was like, okay, let's find some things to do. And then we found something to do. So we were just looking for guys to like hit up and just chill away, you know, like just have them buy some bottles so we could drink and like smoke and just chill. So we do that. So we fucking do that. And like, I'm looking through my phone, I'm like, who the fuck can I chill with? And I told her about this guy that I was kind of talking to, but not really. And I was like, and it was him, the guy. And then we went to go chill with him. Okay, he brought his friend, and she's like, okay, yeah, let's go chill. So then we all go chill, whatever, we drink, like, yada yada, have a good time, this, that, another thing, whatever. And honestly, it was a vibe. It was a good time. Like, I like that friend that I have, like, she was like, I'm not friends with her no more, but at the time, like, she was cool. Like, she was always down to do whatever. So it was a good fucking time. Okay, nobody had sex. Just want to throw it out there, nobody had sex, but like, it was just a good time. We was all drinking, vibing, whatever. And like, while I was chilling with him, I'm like, oh damn, he's cool. Like, he's cool as fuck, and he's mad funny, like, whatever. So I low-key started feeling him. And like, this was like the first time like I actually chill with him. Like, so I was like, okay, you know, like, the vibe was there. I'm kind of feeling it. Like, he's fun, he likes to drink, I'm fun, and I like to drink. So I'm like, okay, shit in common. And he was just like a funny guy. So I was like, okay, I'll see where this goes, you know what I'm saying? And he starts to do cute little shit, like buy me flowers out of nowhere. And like, that was like the first time I had a guy like be like, it's cute like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would pick me up, buy me flowers and shit. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this guy, you know? And then there was one day that we just chilled. We went to the club. This is when I used to go out heavy, like I said. We went to the club one weekend, and I actually ended up going back to his house with him. And like, that's how like shit kind of started from there, from like that night. So we ended up like always chilling with each other. He was always coming to see me, whatever, but I could only really see him on like weekends. So he would come see me sometimes at my house, but like he wouldn't be able to come like to my room. It would be like downstairs in the living room, and we would just chill sometimes, like, and I thought it was cute. Like he was okay with just chilling with me on the couch, you know. So I was really fucking with him. I don't know how we ended up together, but we just ended up together. It's always those type of relationships, you just always end up together. And like I was constantly sleeping over his house on the weekends when I was able to sleep out on the weekends. And yeah, that's how shit fucking went off. And then I don't even know. So yeah, that's how everything kind of started between us. And then I started hanging out with him more and more and more. And yeah, like he never showed me any signs of him being like an abusive guy or whatever. He was just really nice in the beginning. So I was really starting to really like him. And like I said, like we would always go out, have a good time. I really liked to drink at that time, so we was always drinking and shit. And then there was one fucking night, like there was no red flags really for me, because he had his own car at the time and we was all just chilling, whatever. There was this one time though, he did get in a car accident and it was pretty bad. His drinking was really bad, okay, like really bad. So there was a night where he was drinking and he fucked up his car, so he ended up not having a car anymore. I can't remember the details. It was so long ago. It's so hard to remember like every single fucking detail. But basically he didn't have a car anymore or whatever. And like he couldn't come see me as much. So I would like come pick him up, whatever, and like chill with him and whatever. So I know it's never good to drink and drive, but like he just was not a good driver. So when he got in this really bad car accident, I just knew that he was drinking and driving. That should have been like the first fucking red flag for me. I was like, you know what, whatever, you know, sometimes people drink and drive, like it is what the fuck it is, right? Some people can do it and some people can't, you know. So I kind of looked over it, whatever. But he like totaled his car and shit. Like it was like terrible. So like I was like picking him up and stuff, whatever. But then there was one day where my friend Jeffrey asked me to go with him to go pick up a car that he wanted to buy all the way in Worcester, whatever. So I go with him and I'm like, okay, like whatever, like I'm not driving, I'm too lazy to drive. So we go and we end up actually getting in a car accident on our way back. And my ex was actually with me at the time. And like, it was the guy's fault because he T-boned us. He had a stop sign, he didn't stop. And he T-boned us. So I know like it was fine, but my car was totaled, like whatever. So the reason why I'm saying that to say this is because I got a rental, okay? And so there was one day that we was going out during the weekend, and you know, like I'm the type of girl, like I'll drive, but like if I'm with my man, like you should be driving, like period. Like I don't really like to drive when I'm with my man. Like you could drive, unless obviously you have your license, then I'm gonna be fucking doing it. Like I'll drive most of the time, but even if you don't have your license, like you're fucking driving, okay? If you know how to drive. Anyways, so yeah. So there was one night we were going all the way to Rhode Island. His boy was going with his girl, so it was like me and my ex in my car, and then him and his girl in his car. So yeah, so we're driving, whatever, and like he's drinking and driving, and I'm like, and I'm terrified because like I said, he's not a good drinker and driver. So I'm like terrified. I'm like, oh my god, this is a rental, like please, like you're driving like in fucking insane, don't fucking kill me. But like I said, like back then I used to pop my shit. So I was actually popping my shit. I wasn't saying it like that. I was popping my shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, if you fuck up this rental, I'm gonna be fucking tight. Like, all this shit, talking my little shit, because you know this is what I do best. Talking about little shit. And this was like the first time he put his hands on me, y'all. And to be honest with you, I was not fucking expecting that shit. Like, I was not fucking expecting to get the fucking dog shit slapped the fuck out of me, out of a man. Because I've never been hit by a man before. Never in my life. Actually, that's a lie. My dad used to spank me, but he used to put his hands on me sometimes. But like a man that I was with, nah. No, never have I ever dealt with a man that hit me. So to be honest with you, when it was coming, I did not expect it. I was just talking my shit, and all of a sudden I just felt something fucking hot on my face, and I was drinking too, so my drink fell. And like, I was like really like, you know, like when, I don't know how to explain it, but first when someone hits you, like you get really frazzled. And I didn't really understand what was happening. And I was like, wait, when I came back to my senses, I was like, wait, hold on. Bitch, this nigga just slapped the shit out of you. And I was like, wait, what? I was so fucking confused. I was like, wait, did this man just hit me? I was like, pull the fuck. The first thing that came out of my mouth was like, pull over. I didn't even, mind you, we were on the fucking highway going like under Tobin Bridge. We were fucking on the highway, okay? And I'm like, wait, hold on. You need to pull over because what the fuck just happened? So he pulls over, I think it was like right before we got to Tobin, or no, we pulled over, and then that exit, I don't think it's exit 18 anymore, but that exit 18, we pulled over right near that exit. I was like, nah, you need to pull over right now, like get me the fuck out of here. So I'm just like, wait, I was like, did you really fucking hit me? Did you really fucking put your hands on me? Like, going the fuck off. And I'm fucking shook because I'm like, I've never been hit by a man before. I didn't fucking hit him back, nothing. I was just yelling. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this shit. Like, what the fuck? All this shit. And I'm crying because like I said, this never fucking happened to me before. So I didn't know what the fuck to do. I'm like, what the fuck? So whatever. So then his friend is like pulled over too and sees me freaking the fuck out, and then he's like, what happened? And I tell him, I'm like, yo, this nigga just slapped the dog shit out of me, like oh my God, this and that. And then his girls in the car like, what the fuck? Like, everybody's fucking pissed at him. Like, why the fuck would you do that? Why the fuck would you put your hands on her? Everyone's coming at him, so I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just like, I'm leaving. Take him in your car and fuck it out. So I'm like, get him in your car and I'm fucking leaving. So I make a U-turn and I fucking go back home. Whatever. So, come to find out though, that same boy that was like freaking out at him, like, oh my God, you hit her, he be hitting his bitch too. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, so after that, I was very upset with him. I didn't talk to him for a while. I was ready to cut him off. I don't think I told anybody really about that. I think I told maybe 1 or 2 of my friends, but I really kept it to myself. Like, I didn't tell anybody because that's embarrassing a little bit, you know, like, and I didn't know how to go about that situation. So I was like, this is weird, like, what do I do? So whatever. So I think I like kept my distance from him for a few days, but he would always text me and hit me up and be like, oh my God, baby, I'm so sorry, and he was Haitian as fuck, so he was hitting me up and I'd just be like, what the fuck, like, what was that about, like, you know, whatever. And he would just like shower me with like gifts and shit, like I said, buy me flowers and all that shit, do all that cute little shit. So like I said, I never like got that from a guy before. So like after a few few days, like maybe a week or so that passed of him like trying to get me back. I was like, you know what, okay. And he like promised that he was never gonna do it again. I took him back. So he honestly did not hit me again after that for a while, okay. But this was like, I would say like maybe like this was like, I would say like maybe 6 months into us like being together. Not when we first met, so I would say like this is probably like a year or so, a year and a half after I met him, because I gave him the runaround for a really long time when I first met him. So I would say this was like maybe like 6 months into me fucking with this man. So then I forgot, something happened. My life started spiraling like out of control. So I ended up moving back to my mom's house. And like whatever. So I ended up moving back to my mom's house, and I just remember that's when everything really starts to go left with that guy. Everything really starts to go left with him. And I think it was because I was just able to be around him more, and I was able to actually see what he was doing when I wasn't around, because I had more freedom being at my mom's house. I could just leave my son whenever, like, you know what I mean? Like, I had a lot more freedom being at my mom's house. So I think that definitely played a role into everything escalating. So it was a while since the last time that he had put his hands on me. I moved back to my mom's house, we'll say like mid 2013. No, it was like the end of 2013, going on 2014. So I met this man in 2012. We kind of got together in 2013. So like it was like almost a year since like me and him of being together, that I moved back to my mom's house. So then that's when he really started showing me like who he really was. I remember there was one day, I can't remember, but this was definitely the second time he showed me like any type of aggression. I was hungry. I believe I let him use my car to like go chill with his friends and shit. And he actually like, he was like, oh yeah, like I'll bring you something to eat, whatever. So it's like hours and hours and hours pass, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've been told this nigga that I'm fucking hungry, and he has yet to fucking be here. So I forget, but he finally decided to show the fuck up, guys. Hours and hours and hours later, he decided to show up. And so I'm like, so I forgot, like I was on his line though the whole entire time. I was going off the whole entire fucking time. This nigga comes in with a box of pizza, literally throws it the fuck at me, throws it at me, and is like oh, you, like, cursing me out, like, oh, you fucking bitch, like I went and I fucking got you food. He's like, you ungrateful bitch, and all this shit, just like talking his shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was so confused. Still didn't put my hands on him, like, you know what I mean? I still didn't put my hands on him, whatever. But then there was one time my friend was staying at my house with me, and I don't remember what happened, because like I said, this is so long ago. But there was one time that my friend was at my house with me, and we were all just like chilling. Like, so it was me and my friend that was staying with me, his boy and him. I think like maybe we just came from a party, or maybe we were just chilling. I can't remember the scenario, but I just remember what happened after the fact. So, but I know that my ex, he was drunk, because like I said, he was a drunk. He was always drinking. So something happened. I can't remember exactly what it was that set him off, but something happened and it set him the fuck off. And I was like, nah, not today. We're not doing this today. So I'm like ready to fucking box with him and fight with him. My friend comes, like he comes and charges like he's gonna hit me. So I think I swing at him, whatever. And then my friend's like, nah, you ain't hitting my girl. So we just are on this nigga. We're fucking jumping this nigga, jump the shit out of him. His friend is just there. His friend's like, oh, oh shit, I said his name. His friend's like, oh, he's like his friend's pissed because he's like, why the fuck you acting like that, whatever. And his friend ends up leaving because he's like, fuck you, like you're acting a fool. He ends up leaving my house, like making mad noise and shit, whatever. So he's just like, oh yeah, her family's here, you're gonna wake people up. He's like, I'm fucking leaving. Cause like he just didn't want to be part of that shit. Like neither would I. Like I wouldn't want to be at somebody's house and then this man is acting a fool in her mother's house and waking everybody up. So me and my friend, we ended up just fucking this nigga up. We fucked him up. We jumped the shit out of him. And after that, he was chill. After that, he was chill. And that was the first time I put my hands back on him, and it felt so fucking good. It felt so good, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. He just like, it was just a terrible relationship. There was like all these little things that like happened, and I should just been left him. I should have left him a really, really long time ago. But for some reason, like I stayed in the toxicity, and I just don't know why I did. But that's what we tend to do sometimes. We end up staying in the toxicity, and I think that's what I was just like used to, because my family, even though like I shouldn't say this, but my family, like I just was always in a toxic environment, so that just felt fucking normal to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just felt like, okay, well, this is like kind of fucking normal, because it's kind of like how I grew up. It's toxic, you know? So whatever. So I kind of stayed in this longer than I should have. This was the last time that he insinuated anything. I never was the type to hit him first, except the last time, and I'll get back into that. I have so much stories with this guy, and it's just like a lot. I can't remember what happened exactly, but I know that my mom was home for this one. A lot of people were home. My sister was home. My sister was home with her husband at the time. Oh, okay. I remember what happened. So there was one night where I was talking with my ex, and I guess he found out or something. He found out that I was speaking to my ex, because like I said, he was cheating on me. So I was the type back then, like, you did your fucking dirt. I was doing it right the fuck back to you. I didn't give a fuck. So I was doing my dirt back to him, and I started fucking with my ex. And he found out that I was fucking with my ex. And he fucking came into my room, and he fucking was talking his shit, like all up in my face, like oh you fucking dirty, like calling me a bitch and shit, talking his shit, calling me a whore and all that stuff, just like calling me a slut, you know, all that shit. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, he fucking, because he didn't want to hit me because he knew people were home, this nigga headbutted me in my fucking nose. I started fucking and like, not lightly, this nigga fucking fucked my nose the fuck up. And my whole entire shirt, everything, it was gushing fucking blood. Like I had a white shirt on, and the whole entire shirt, the front of my shirt, was fucking blood. Blood everywhere. Like my nose was fucking gushing. And he did that shit in front of my fucking son again. And it was just like constantly little fucking things, and it was just like, I don't understand why I just didn't get out earlier. That's the thing that pisses me off now. It's like, I wish I got out fucking earlier, because my son was so little and he witnessed all these things. Still to this day, he remembers that. Still to this day, my son remembers that situation. And that shit is scary. He still remembers that till this fucking day, and he had to have been like 4. So yeah. when you women are going through shit and your kids see it, you think your kids are young and they're not gonna remember. They fucking remember. They remember everything. So yeah, that was like that. And that was the time that I was like, yeah, this was the time. This was the one that I was like, okay, no, like this really can't happen anymore. So we really broke up that time, and we were really done and whatever. But like I said, he would always come back, try to like get me back and like do sweet little shit to try to get me back. But this time we were kind of done. We were really done. The last though straw, it was actually me that put my hands on him. I was the one that put my hands on him this time. I think I was just really just fed up of everything. Also the day when he headbutted me, that was like the day, I think that was the last day he ever put his hands on me, because when I got him back, I got him back good. When I got my consciousness back from when he headbutted me, all I remember is looking at my shirt, looking at my face, looking at my nose. My nose is different now. My nose is not the same from what it was, because I didn't go to the hospital, none of that. My nose is different. You can kind of see in the middle here, there's a little bump. My nose was never like that. I always had a pretty nose. Everyone always told me how pretty my nose was. And I just remember I just was filled with so much fucking rage. And I was like, you know what? I'm not taking this shit no more. I go downstairs and he's like sitting on the table. He's like, oh my God. Like, you could tell he felt really sorry for what he did. But that wasn't enough for me. I wanted fucking revenge. So I just go up to him and I start wailing his fucking ass. Just fucking popping him in his fucking eye. Just fucking him the fuck up. And I believe my mom comes downstairs because I think like my sister or something, somebody got her attention. And normally my mom would like drop him off while she's going to work. But everybody in the house was like, nah, like this nigga gotta walk home. He's fucked up. Like he's mad fucked up to you, this and that. Okay, so yeah. So everybody was just fed up with him at this point, and everybody was just over the whole toxic shit. My mom was like, nah, like you're not doing this to my daughter. And we made him, I lived in Lynn at the time, and we made him walk all the way from Lynn to Somerville. And I believe one of my friends was actually, she wasn't there, but she came after. I called her after the fact. And I remember I went with her. So I forgot where we were going, but I went back to Mall with her, and we actually saw him walking from, we saw him on the line of Malden. Because there's a way that you walk from my house to, would come from my house to Lynn to Malden. It was like on the Saugus line. So we kind of knew which way he would be walking. So we drove by him and we saw him walking. And like, I don't know, like that just felt so good to see that. That was the last time that he put his hands on me. But I still was like fucking around with him when I should have honestly just left him alone. It takes a lot. They say it takes like, I forget, I think they said 7 tries or something like that for a woman to leave a toxic relationship. And it literally took a lot of time for me to leave this man. So like, even though like everyone around me would tell me like, Tamara, oh, my makeup is fucking up. Tamara, you need to leave this man alone, yada yada. I was like, yeah, like, you know, like I know I'm gonna leave him. It's so much easier said than done, especially when you've never been in that type of situation, it's so much easier to tell the person to just leave than to just understand what they're going through. Because like all my friends at the time, I don't think any of my friends at the time have ever dealt with someone that was like abusive towards them. So no one really understood what I was going through. And like I said, this was the first time I ever had a man being abusive towards me. So I honestly, at the time, I didn't even really know what was going on. I was really confused all the time. My self-esteem started to plummet. I started to gain a lot of weight. Like at this time, this is the time in my life where I started to gain a lot of weight. And it just wasn't a good time for me. And like I started to just be more and more violent with him too, because at this point now, after that, when he gushed my nose, like I said, he never put his hands on me again after that. I think that time for him was like, okay, like this we can't do this anymore. So I don't know, guys, like it was really bad and messy. But yeah, the last time where it was ever got physical, I'm the one who actually put my hands on him, and it was because I went to a party. This time I was drunk. I was fucking drunk. I was off my fucking ass. I drank a whole bottle of my drink back then was 1800. I drank a whole fucking bottle of 1800 by myself. And my friend at the time, she had her little nigga, like her man was like friends with my ex. And to be honest with you, we wasn't together at this time. We wasn't. So my friend was fucking with his friend, and we ended up going to this club. Back in the day, it was La Pearl, and she was like, oh, like he was having a party at his aunt's house and he didn't invite me. He did, because I was, like I said, we was still cool, but we wasn't together, right? He told me about the party. He told me about this party that was happening, but like he didn't like invite me personally, like the day that it was happening, but he did tell me about it prior. He told me about it and was like, oh yeah, like was talking about it when it was happening, whatever. But when the day came, I never heard from him. And like, I just was like, what the fuck? Like, this is weird. You know what I mean? And so I ended up just going out with my friend, and we ended up going to this place called The Pearl that was lit back in the day. And she was like, oh, let's go aunt's party. And I was like, he didn't invite me to go, so I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna just show up, whatever. She was like, yeah, but didn't he tell you about it? Like, she just really wanted to go because her nigga was there, which is understandable, because we all get like that, you know what I mean? Like, if my man was there, I would be like, bitch, let's go, let's fucking go. So whatever. So then I ended up just being really drunk, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just go. So I get there. I'm really embarrassed about this. I get there, and we're all just chilling and whatever, and I guess he had like a bitch there, and like, but was still trying to fuck with me. He was still trying to fuck with me like that, but like I said, we wasn't together. He was still trying to fuck with me like that. And like, I think it was just like everything at once that was just getting to me. So at one point, there's one point during the party where they sit on the couch. She's sitting on his lap or something. Yeah, she was sitting on his lap. She was sitting on his lap. So my friend, the one I came with, went and sat next to them and was like, letting me know, like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? She like literally plopped herself right next to him on the couch. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me go up and say something, because what the fuck is this shit? I'm fucking drunk as shit. So I go up to them and I'm like, like, oh hi, I'm like, who are you? She's like like talking, saying like whatever she's saying. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, well, this is my boyfriend. Mind you, this is not my name. Well, like, I'm not really sure if we were together or not, but I don't think we were. I don't remember, but I just think I was really, really drunk, and I was just like, all my emotions was everywhere, and I was just like a hot mess. And I turned to her and I was like, oh yeah, well, this is my boyfriend. And then so I just remember just choking the shit out of him. I didn't worry about her because like whatever, like fuck you. I just went up to him and I was choking the shit the fuck out of him. Okay, choking the shit out of him. The DJ stops the music because the DJ knew me. This all was going on, stopped the music, whatever. So then we all ended up going outside. Everybody's egging me on, like, tomorrow, da 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 da. And like, I don't know, like, I was so fucked up this night. When I tell you I was fucked up, I was on a whole fucking other level. I was fucked up. So yeah, so anyways, really fucked up. And I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna fuck this nigga up. Everyone, and I'm telling you, like, people are egging me on. Like, everybody there is fucking egging me the fuck on that's outside. They're like, Tamara, they're like, oh yeah, fuck him up, da, da, da. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna get him. So then finally this man comes outside. All I see was fucking red. I went fucking ballistic. I went fucking insane. And I just literally ran up to him. I knocked him to the fucking ground. I just started fucking wailing on him. I fucking was fucking wailing on him like a fucking psycho. And I think it was just like everything that was built up inside of me. Every single time he's hit me, he's done something to me, I literally just was picking him up, throwing him on the cement. Boom! Boom! Like, I kept picking him up, dropping him on the cement. It was fucking crazy. And at one point he tried to get up, tried to knock me. He tried to hit me. Knocked him again, boom, on the fucking floor. I was fucking this man up. Like, I don't know what the fuck kind of strength was over me. That tequila be fucking hitting, because the strength that was over me that night was fucking insane. I was fucking this nigga up. But it felt so fucking good. I'm not gonna lie, it felt so good for all the shit that nigga put me through. I was just so happy to do it. I was really, really happy to do it. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all just gonna have to deal with my makeup being fucked up, because like my eye wants to water. It is what it is. But yeah, my friend was trying to defend me. Her nigga was trying to get in there, because like we was literally like, it was a hot mess. That night was a hot fucking mess, but it was well worth it. But that was the last time that we both started fucking with each other like that, really. And yeah, that was kind of the ending of the toxicity and us like just really like being abusive towards each other, I guess, because at that point I guess I was being abusive back towards him. So that was just the end of that. I mean, we still like years, I think like a few months went by. We were still like kind of fucking around, but not really. He ended up with this girl, and I don't know, that just got messy. I ended up having drama with her because of it. And that was kind of like the icing on the straw. Like, I was like done with him. I found this new nigga, and I kind of just left him alone after that. I was like, yeah, fuck you, leave me alone, and I'm not fucking with you ever the fuck I am. And then that was kind of just the end of that. But yeah, I come here to say this. I tell you guys my story to say this. The first red flag a nigga shows you, the first red flag a man shows you, believe it. The first one, okay? The first time a man puts his hands on you, believe him. It's not gonna be the last, okay? It's not gonna be the fucking last. until you make it the last time. Okay? We are beautiful. There's a lot of things that we don't deserve, that people put us through. There's a lot of things people see when you're vulnerable. Don't let people see when you're being vulnerable. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say, but that's just my experience with it. And I just hope that it never happens to anybody else. But yeah, once you see those red flags, you see those red flags. The red flag for me, number one, should have been the drinking, should have been him crashing his car, should have been, I should have just realized that, you know. And even the first time after he put his hands on me, I should have been done, because once somebody puts their hands on you one time, know that it's really not going to be the last. Okay, don't ever allow a man to put his hands on you. Women, please don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It changes you. Like, I used to be like so like that type of bitch. I used to say whatever on my mind. Now, like, I think twice. Like, it changed me. I'm just not the type of person anymore. Like, a lot of things like from that relationship changed me. Like, sudden stuff like scares me. Like, I get frantic very, very easily. Like, I'm just not the same person that I was before that relationship. And it's sad, but it is what the fuck it is. It's life. It's my life lesson for me. Hopefully none of you ladies ever have to go through that. But if you are, know that I resonate with you, and you will get through this. If you're going through it right now, I hope you see your self-worth and know that you do deserve better, and to never let nobody treat you like that. You are more than somebody's punching bag or emotional punching bag. You know, we deserve way fucking more. Okay, you're beautiful, remember that. If y'all want to hear more story time, let me know. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say except stay away from the toxic shit. It's not fucking worth any of it. Okay? Alright, well, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you subscribe to my channel. Hope you like this video. Okay? It's your bitch and I'm out. Have a good day. Bye.